Alright everybody, this is my 125 gallon native tank, and this video is not going to be about a whole lot. I just have a few crayfish here that I've been keeping in a bucket. I was going to use them for bait, but time has gone on. The Mayan cichlid in this tank has eaten away a lot of the crayfish that were in here, so it wouldn't hurt to add a few more. And I'm not really planning on going out fishing anytime soon or using any crayfish for bait, so we're going to go ahead and throw them here in the tank. This is what I've got. It's 6 of them, and we're just going to pour them all in one shot. And then we will watch them do their thing on the bottom here for a minute or two, and that's going to be pretty much it. I am planning on going out and setting up my minnow trap. This tank has some beautiful fish in it. They're the rosy side dace, and they're absolutely gorgeous. And the last time I was out with my dip net trying to catch fish, I found a little hole that had quite a few minnows swimming in it, and out of the ones I scooped out, I caught several of those little rosy side dace. So I think that's a good place to try putting the minnow trap out and see if we can't catch some more of those. I don't need any more creek chubs. I got a bunch of them. I'm not particularly happy with the little minnows I bought. Those pale ones you can see right there. Those are supposed to be rosy reds, which is a reddish pink color morph of the fathead minnows, which are in here. And I'm not a huge fan of either. So we'll just have to wait and see how things go as time goes on. This cichlid has definitely gotten used to me being the source of the food in the tank and always comes over. You can see it's not really that interested in the crayfish at the moment. It seems to be much more interested in me because it probably thinks it's about to get some algae wafers, which is what it really seems to like the most. Whenever I feed the tank, it always comes over and snatches up some algae wafer and swims away with it. So he'll be going pretty soon, but I tell you, the older it gets, the more I like it. I don't like its personality, but boy is it a beautiful fish. It also is, of course, the reason why we're adding more crayfish in here today, because it just munches these crayfish. It's got really, really sharp teeth, as well as powerful crushing teeth. And I've seen it, well, a lot of you have probably seen it as well, depending on whether or not you follow along with all these videos. But I do have video on this tank where that Mayan cichlid is just tearing chunks out of the crayfish. It's just absolutely brutal. So again, as long as that fish is in this tank, that's going to be the fate of these crayfish. Slowly but surely they're going to get devoured, and we'll have to add some more crayfish again in the future. So before we can really move on with this tank and really start seriously considering anything, that's got to go. Hopefully soon. I got to get motivated to do it, but I really need to get it out of here. And for anybody else who did not know, I've moved the Chinese algae eater out of my angelfish tank and put it in this tank. If you missed the video update, I did an around the world update, and I think I mentioned it in that video, but I don't think I've mentioned it in any other. One more note while we're over here. Look at all this gravel that's being piled up everywhere and this huge mound. I definitely think it's safe to say that not only has this Mayan cichlid reached maturity, I got a pretty good idea where he thinks home is and where he's staked out territory. Every time I come in here, I watch him swimming up with a mouthful of gravel and spitting it out somewhere. So he's definitely dug himself a nice little burrow back there, or bower, or whatever they're called when they're Mayan cichlids. I know sunfish are called bowers. When they like make a little shallow depression nesting area like that, it's called a bower. So don't know what they're called for Mayan cichlids, but I'm going to call it his bower. I'm also going to call that the end of this video. It was only really meant to be a few moments of releasing some crayfish, but you know me, never winds up being just a few minutes. So thanks again for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss any of the stuff that's going to be coming up on this tank. Again, I am going to be shooting a video when we go out and set that crayfish trap, or I'm sorry, the minnow trap, and you don't want to miss any of that. So make sure you're subscribed and you won't. Don't forget, this one is my native tank. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you real soon in the next one.